This is a quick video to show you some tips and tricks on formatting your data in your Google Sheet responses to make it easier to read the information that you collected. We're going to focus on basically two things here. One is called freezing rows and columns, and the other one is wrapping text, so that, again, that it's easier to read. So the first thing I'm going to do is I scroll up and down, right and left. If I scroll over here to this, I have some paragraph answers, and I can't really see the full response unless I click on the actual cell. Same thing with the questions. I can't see the full question unless I click on the cell. So it makes it more difficult for me to analyze my data because I can't see all the information at a glance. So I'm going to use the text wrap option to fix this. So I want to do all of them, the whole sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and select all of the columns across here. And then I'm going to use the shortcut here for text wrapping and select this middle one, which is going to wrap. You could either do, one at a time or just those columns that you want to wrap the text, but in this case, I wanted to be able to see all the questions, so really I wanted to wrap the entire thing. To undo the text wrap, you can just select the column that you don't want text wrapped and then choose that overflow one, and then it will not wrap that text anymore. So I'm going to go back and wrap that. So now I can see the responses in a single cell. I don't have to click on the cell to see all of the information. So text wrapping is very helpful. Now as I'm scrolling left and right and up and down, I am losing the actual question and I'm losing the name of the person who answered it. So that's difficult then to match up answers with people and questions. So I'm going to use the freeze option to keep rows and columns stationary so that as I'm scrolling, that information stays visible. So the first thing I want to do is I would like this top row to stay visible as I scroll up and down so I can always see the questions that I ask. So I'm going to click on row 1, go into the view menu and do freeze one row. I wouldn't even have to click on row 1. I can just go to freeze one row. So now you see a little line there, and now if I go up and down, my questions stay in place, so I always know what the response is referencing. I'd like to do the same thing with the names so that I can see who responded. So let's go ahead and go up to the view menu, freeze again, and columns, I have options 1, column 2, and up to column E. Well, neither one of those really fit what I want. I really would like to see first and last name, and the last name's in column C. So column E was there because I had clicked on that box. I'm going to go back and click on column C here so the computer knows what I'm looking at. And now if I go to the freeze, I have up to column C. So that's a quick, easy way to select more than just the 1 or 2 columns. So now if I scroll right or left, I can see the first and last name very easily to keep track of who answered what. One other little quick thing here, sometimes I don't want to see, like this timestamp isn't really important when I'm just analyzing the data, so I'd like to get rid of that so I don't have to scroll quite as much. So if I click on column A, then I have my little drop-down menu here, and I'm going to go down and hide the column. I don't really want to delete it because I might want that timestamp at a later time, so I'm just going to hide the column. And so now I can see a little bit more information. So those are the just very quick tips that will make you reading your data much easier. Again, those were text wrapping and freezing certain rows and columns. Hope this video helps you to format your data so that it's easier to read.